Good night, good night, good night. Oh, it's super dark. Can't even see me. Step over to the street light. Kind of get my face in here a little bit. How everybody doing tonight? Today, whenever I decide to post this video. Forgive me. Still a little under the weather. I'm very much still under the weather. Taking these meds and stuff like that. Hopefully it knocks out this crap that I got. I tell you, the crappiest things ever, man, is friggin' being the type of person that moves, that keeps it moving, that goes out, that rides, that works out, that just is kind of all over the place. Kind of like that backdrop, little silhouette. Might screenshot that later. But that works and all that type of stuff. And then when you got to sit your behind down, and when life sits you down, man, it sits you down. And again, like I said, don't particularly know why I have to be down for the moment, because it's been really interesting. I mean, this is the third time this has happened to me this year, and it's like a week and a half of recovery for me. So it's like I don't particularly know why I keep getting sat down, but I'm just trying to keep my head up and understand that it is for a reason. So, you know, so I've been in the house all day, house all week, honestly. I think a couple people probably saw I went to Chick-fil-A the other day, but I mean, I've basically just been in the house all week, just trying to recover. So let me step outside. It feels good out here, and just taking some fresh air. What else can I do? Forgive me. Um, yeah, man, just thinking about, you know, just thinking about knowledge. Just thinking about insight. Because to me, knowledge comes from insight, right? In order to gain knowledge, you have to have some type of insight into whatever it is that you're gaining knowledge about. In order to gain some type of insight into something, to gain insight, you have to have not had any understanding in the first place. That's the way I'm thinking. So, what is it that causes us to seek insight, to seek understanding? That's my question. That's my thoughts tonight. What is it that makes us say, yo, what's not working here? Why is this not working? I know with me, it's just a matter of getting tired of things. It's just a matter of wanting more out of life. See, to me, whenever I want to gain understanding in something, whenever I want to start to move differently, start to see different results, something, it's because I've grown uncomfortable in my comfort, so to speak. And with me, I tend to start seeking knowledge from other places. Start to seek insight from other places to gain knowledge. Whether or not that knowledge is going to be applicable to how I'm feeling is another story. But excuse me. Why is it that every 2 seconds everybody talks about relationships? It's because we don't know nothing about it. That's because we don't know ourselves. Simple. You know, I was just listening on a video, a couple of brothers and sisters on there that you know, is talking about some things, things that I've already heard, but you know, just it's always, as I've stated before, you know, just because you heard something already, you know, doesn't mean you just write it off. You know, you continue to listen because you never know. It might just spark up a new thought. It might just give you a different idea. It might hit you differently. So, you know, I listened in for a little bit and got off and, you know, continued to have the thoughts that I was having prior to that video as far as like insight, knowledge, and things like that goes. Why is it that so many of us just don't know what to do, don't know how to move? Okay. Neighborhood cat. Why is it that so many of us are so scared to make the next move? I know at one point in my life, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I know at one point in my life, I was deemed, you know, a strong individual, a leader, and I always sold myself short because I never wanted to be in the forefront of things. I always wanted to be in the background. Never wanted to be necessarily number one. You know, I never wanted the responsibility of leading people, because to lead people, man, that's a huge responsibility. To lead people, that's a burden you take on, and you know, and you're responsible for, you know, these people's livelihood, these people's understanding, these people's souls. And it's like sometimes I just don't even like speaking in front of people, is because, you know, sometimes I get so scared that I don't want to lead somebody in the wrong direction that I'll not speak. I won't say anything. And because of that, I could very well be taking away from the one person that I could be saving. But why is that? Why is it that when we do gain, some of us, when we do gain the knowledge, we just don't use it? And we just don't help people. We just sit back and hold on to it and think that somehow holding on to this thing that's precious, this piece of knowledge that we've gained, holding on to it, we think that holding on to it is our golden ticket, and we don't understand how selfish that is. Knowledge is selfless. Knowledge is supposed to be selfless. You're supposed to share knowledge. You're supposed to share insight. You're supposed to want for others to gain better understanding in the things that they got going on. I mean, walk up to here, I had like a hack up a whole bunch of stuff real quick. I had to stop the video. But why is it that when we know our soul is starving, we know we are thirsty, we know we are hungry, and we choose to sit down, we choose to starve ourselves We choose to not grow. We choose a facade because nobody wants to put in the hard work that it takes. Nobody wants to put in hard work anymore. Nobody wants to work hard for the things that they have to gain. Everybody's looking for a shortcut. Hell, even I still fall into that myself. You want the shortcut. You want the easy successes. You want the easy wins, you know? But I ask, man, what's more valuable, man? What's more valuable, 50 easy wins or 10 excruciating wins? Which one do you think is more valuable? Which one do you think you're going to learn more from? Which one do you think is going to help you in the long run? The 50 easy wins, the one step, ooh, I won. Or those 10 hard, 10-mile run, sweat, tear wins that you won and you put everything into. Nobody wants to work for it no more. Nobody wants to work for knowledge. And the thing is, it's right at our fingertips. It's right at our fingertips, man. You can literally Google everything. And still, that's too much for people. And on top of that, like I said, you gotta have insight to gain knowledge. You gotta have insight to gain knowledge. So, in order for you to gain knowledge, you have to have some type of insight. So, with that being said, you go on the internet, you go to look for things. People don't even want to do due diligence and cross-reference anymore. People see a meme and take a meme as factual insight. Like, people don't even cross-reference like anything anymore. And it's sad. Because not only does that spill out into your search for knowledge and your growth and things like that, that spills out into your social life, that spills out into your workplace, that spills out into so many other things. Think about it. If you're not willing to cross-reference certain things that you read on the internet, you're not willing to cross-reference, something that Joe Blow told you the other day. Why would you, go back and double check whether or not Susie Ann and this and that said A, B, and C about such and such? You're not. You're going to take people for their word. You're going to take things at face value, and you're going to keep it moving. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't trust people, but what I'm saying is you should always take things for what it is. And if it's something that doesn't sound right, you should always have due diligence, and double check it. Always. Why is it that so many of us are content with just losing, with just mediocrity? Why is it that we just get to this place of comfort and we just won't move, man? We know what we're doing. We know what it's going to lead to. We know that doing this is going to bring us back here. We've done it before. We know that acting this way is going to bring us back to that dark place. We know that not taking a leap of faith will keep you in that rut. Why is it we don't? Why is it we'd rather somebody else save us? Ain't no answers to this. It's just thoughts I'm having. I don't have no stories tonight. I don't have no. These are questions that I pose that I want you to think about for yourself. Because these are questions I think about with me. Certain ones that I've been through, certain ones that I continue to go through. Why is it that every time our faith is tested, we just crumble? We crumble. We don't even stand, man. The second our faith is tested, man, we just fall apart. I don't know. I don't get it. It's mind-boggling to me. We're so fickle as people. But yet we know so much. And we're oh so strong. We're oh so this. We're oh so that. And nobody can't tell us nothing. And that's everybody. That's men, that's women, that's men, that's boys, that's girls, that's boys, that's everybody. Hetero, homo, whoever. That's everybody. What are you willing to go through to gain knowledge? What are you willing to seek? What are you willing to dig for to have insight to gain knowledge? What are you willing to sacrifice to get stronger? What are you willing to let go of to move further? Everything comes with a price. Everything. The price of growth is your former self. I like that. It just came to me. I don't know, man. But insight is the key. And insight is everywhere. In order for you to gain some type of insight to lead to knowledge, you gotta step into places that are unfamiliar to you. Unfamiliar territory. I don't know. When you gain insight, you gain... Oh, somebody breaks work. You gain insight, you start to gain understanding and things of that nature. In the relationships around you, the working parts of your life, and things will always seem a bit clearer. I noticed that when I gain insight into things always seem clearer, which makes sense because you're starting to understand. And I am going to throw a monkey wrench in all of this because I'm going to bring up God. Sometimes it's not for you to understand. And that's why I brought up faith earlier in the video. Sometimes it's just for you to have faith. But our faith is so rocky, man. You throw one obstacle on our way and most of us crumble, man. It's hard to be strong. It's hard to remain faithful. It's hard to remain stable. But right motivation, you'll be alright. Yeah. Knowledge, people. Insight, knowledge to everything.